now and try to give him some comfort that is Crazy Man T and just trying to enable him in this draft, whereas they won't be able to play as they usually do with Frost.
Yeah, I could see that. You know, Vi obviously a super easy champion to play. Not bad in this MMR of team play too. It has really good setup for, it's very telegraphed, right? And so that makes it easier for your team to know when to go in.
Right, and
I can
especially
see it
with the
working.
Lulu. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Sin.
I can see it working, but I'm imagining Vi and Rel diving back, and you know, Lulu's able to locate the W key on her keyboard, and then life gets really hard for Vi.
Yeah, that polymorph is just such an OP ability. It just, whether it's the Rel or the Vi, once you go in polymorph, you're in the middle of an Alistar and a Sivir just free firing on you with Lulu buff. You're taking a lot of damage before you're even able to continue your combo. Your initial engage is going to be interrupted by this Lulu, not even counting the Alistair.
Yeah, not sure what's happening there. We are setting up for some good prio. Oh, we have the set. The set does quite badly into these champions, kind of for the same reasons that Vi do. So I'm looking for blue team here to pick some range. Maybe keep these guys at an arm's length and just beat them up. Ooh, but we got Udyr coming in.
And Sin, I'm looking at this draft right now, and I'm just wondering, how does the side of Uncle and the Nephews not just have an amazing advantage in just bug pudding and GDI on this Alistair and Udyr are going to be able to just completely itemize for armor. While we haven't seen a mid pick here, unless you're going something that's just this hyper carry mage that's able to lay down damage, something like a Victor maybe, then I think this game becomes very hard, and I don't think Echoes what I would have liked to see here.
I mean, this is just the easiest Malphite pick I've ever seen in my life. Oh, and we go with Echo instead. Sad to see. From blue team, they have only two damage dealers, and they're both 80 carries. So I don't understand why we can't just pick an armor stacker and just instantly win the game.
Yeah, this is definitely interesting. Uh, a lot of AD from both sides of the team. You imagine this Lulu's going to build more support as AJD posting the ever sinful clip of Uncle Tizzy. Oh man, breaking it out for game one, that is too funny. But like I was saying, this Lulu, you imagine probably a Shirelia's, something along the line. I'd be surprised to see the Moonstone out of her. But this team's gonna be very hard to get through. Honestly, for both sides, I feel like itemization for the Set by Rel and itemization for the Alistar Udyr are really easy. It's going to turn into some wet noodle fights, as I like to call them, because neither team is going to have this AP damage to really get through each other's front lines. So I think it'll ultimately turn into a game of who can take out the enemy backline first. And with the Lulu, I actually favor Uncle and the Nefs more in this.
I'm gonna have to take the side of red team here. I think. Yeah, the ability to just build armor for this team is just way too easy, right? I
Yeah,
mean, Harrell, Vi, and Set just built two or three armor items apiece. I don't understand how Civilization is going to do anything.
and I mean, you get the Kraken Slayer on Lucian. I imagine this has to be an LDR game, second item even on both of these carries. But to your point, Sin, I could definitely see how this is a hard team to rip through from the side of Uncle and the Nephews. But this Lulu pick, it's so easy for them to stay safe in my mind, unless they're caught out by the wombo of the Rel with the Vi and the Set moving in at the same time. Like, if they're sending one dive member at a time, then that dive member just does nothing next to this Lulu in my mind.
Yeah, I think blue team in this game is going to have an easier time in the earlier side of the game. I think the later it goes, if it gets to a hyper late game, I think that it's going to be really, really hard. I think that Lucian and Sivir are going to do comparable damage to Jinx by herself. And then if you have three armor stackers, it's like, God, who's supposed to kill Set? Who's supposed to kill Rel?
Right. No, I could definitely see. See it, and the more I look at this draft, the more I realize the error of my ways. Perhaps I'm just too skewed as someone playing bot lane, the impact that Lulu has. It just feels like this champion just destroys everything I ever want to do in the game.
No, it can't. Lulu can't be understated. I mean, the champion is, one of the best champs in the game. It's just when you have these kinds of team comps and you don't have any AD carries that really shred tanks. You don't have, like a Kog'Maw or something like that. That would have been amazing this game. If we replace Sivir with Kog'Maw, then suddenly you don't actually have those problems because Kog'Maw just doesn't care about what tank you have.
Yeah, absolutely. And that would have, if you trade out Kog'Maw here for Sivir, I mean, it's just game over. At least when it comes to the side of draft, you obviously have to be able to pilot the champions and get to a point to where you're actually winning. But
Certainly. And then on the other side, why is Set not going mid? Why don't we just send Malphite top? I mean, who kills Malphite if you pick Malphite here? How does this guy ever die?
right, that just would have been such a powerful round 5. As before we hop into game, we will hop over and fix one scene right quick. My apologies, guys. I know, especially with these teams, I know they get out to some early game stuff. But with this, we should be good. All right. I might have to hop out here again just so we could fix me covering up the mini map. But just want to make sure that nothing spicy is going on here. Looks like just some typical defense covering the jungle entrances on the bot side blue, where it looks like they'll both be starting. Just keeping an eye out where everyone's at. Excuse me, let me fix that.
I'm really interested in what this jungle pathing is going to look like.
All right, we are in here. Sorry about that, everybody. Okay, and just fixing up the top. So going over these teams, we have Bug Pudding in the top lane on the side of Uncle and the Neffs. GDI playing the Udyr in the jungle. And then it'll be Benjamin Zipper or Uncle Tizzy on the Lucian mid. Champagne Shower playing Sivir in the bot lane. And the math teacher and support Alistar. On the side of double Umacorns, we have Mythos in the top lane. Crazy Monkey T filling in at that jungle position. I am already playing Echo in the mid lane, and with the bot lane, Obese Penguin and World War II Penguin on the Jinx row.
Ooh, already starting out, I really don't like what I'm seeing from the Umacorns here. I think Vi desperately needs to start on top side here. I don't understand what kind of chance you have in getting Prio and top or mid this game from their side, so they're going to have a really hard time collecting this top side Scuttle Crab, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And then this Lucian just being a lot stronger in the early game will just be able to bully this Echo out and have that prio, to your point. And it will be really hard. The double Scuttle here would be tough, especially against Udyr, who's just going to clear so much faster than the Vi.
A little bit of a strange path from Udyr here, skipping the Raptors for some reason. No idea what he's thinking, but I mean, either way, you're still going to get the Scuttle Crab way faster than Vi will. And even if Vi didn't, it doesn't matter. I mean, you have 0 prio lanes.
Yeah, that Phoenix stance at the early stages of the game, I feel like makes that Raptor camp really easy for Udyr to be taking. So, definitely some interesting decision making coming out of here from GDI and looking to skip that altogether.
Yeah, maybe he just forgot it was there. I'm not sure.
They do blend in, just how that whole little area looks. It's easy to get them mixed up. I think the beaks are the same color. Oh, a little bit of trading in the mid lane does not go in favor of Artie.
Look, Udyr's done with his entire jungle almost, and Vide is one less camp, and they still meet. Somehow Lulu doesn't have prio. Lucian doesn't want to help the Udyr get the Scuttle Crab. That's a little bit sad to see. Definitely spam pinging my mid laner there. But that's okay. Udyr's gonna swap back and get the bottom side Scuttle, because for some reason his bot lane has prio this game.
Yeah, definitely an interesting turn of events here. You expect the Jinx just to be able to rocket these things away. I understand Sivir. I mean, when you're learning how to CS, it's like, oh yes, this champion just insta-wipes waves. But, oh, as we do see a gank in here, GDI will flash in for the stun, and Artie flashes away, but he is just dead. Great follow-up from Benjamin Zipper on that play with GDI. The Ignite used immediately, and just W into the E. No chance for Artie.
I mean, he knew he was on that side of the map, too. I'm not sure why he walked up so far in that pocket. He just got caught up.
Yeah, and we'll see how that turns out, because both mid laners have opted to go Ignite in this game. So Crazy Monkey T will have to sit there, catch that wave, make sure someone on the team is at least getting that experience. But definitely tough, as Artie has to walk back to lane. Will be that level down. Is now actually 17 CS behind his Mythos. Looking to go in for a trade here. I don't know if he wants it. Polymorphed, and you are dead. You don't get to use your abilities around Lulu with the taunt spam just to let him know. Oh man, Bug Pudding with the 1v1. Didn't even have to burn ulti there.
Name a better duo than Mythos and Griefing his team, man. We see it again, man. I mean, come on.
Oh man, and just must have thought the ability was still on cooldown, as we do see a good gank here from Artie. The traps do fall down. They'll have to flash it if they want to get out. The exhaust coming down on the Champagne Shower. Champagne Shower getting dived and ignited by I am Artie. Artie will get away and not take any more turret aggro. Honestly, a pretty good dive. Great response from Artie. Was losing that mid game. Took his pressure somewhere else and made an advantage in this bot lane.
Yeah, happy to see that he figured I'm not really going to be able to do anything here. He's down flash, so he can't really stay mid. Obviously you're looking for Udyr to pass towards that return gank for him, and not a bad decision, I suppose. He does lose the wave, but honestly, you're kind of winning off your bot lane here.
Yeah, I definitely look at this team, and most of your damage is going to be this Jinx just firing in these rockets and just really taking over the team fight, especially if she gets a chance to open up on the back line. They definitely have a lot easier of a time hitting the enemy team than I would say the Lucian does. So I think a pretty good move on the side of double Umacorns to focus where their win con looks to be.
Absolutely. Looking back up towards this top lane here, Lulu had a really good wave position for a long time, but it looks like she just made it hard for herself. Sat's gonna go in and start a trade, but I'm not sure what this is supposed to accomplish.
Yeah, no minions behind him to get the stun off on his E. Makes it tough. Just looks for the early Phrase Breaker. Not really any grit stacked up either, so the health regen won't be as much from it, but he will just go back to farming. And this Lulu's taking over this lane, I would have to say.
Yeah, Set definitely had a lot of opportunities here to, have the wave swing back into his favor and kind of sit near his turret, but he just keeps hitting the wave for some reason.
Yeah, and
this can't be happier.
The option of freezing a wave, I feel like, just eludes a lot of people at times, and understanding that you don't always have to be pushed. You don't always have to be the weak side with the big mark on your back. You could play weak side and play safe. You don't need to actually be the weak side.
With him playing like this, I really expect Udyr to gank on this rotation. I hope, at least.
Yeah, another opportunity to let the wave push back into him, but it looks like he will just clear out the caster minions and keep it going back towards Bug Pudding side of the river, which is pretty dangerous because Udyr is top. And while Double Umacorns were able to pick up that dragon, which is really good for them, obviously, I feel like this is something that they'll have to watch as Benjamin Zipper goes for a good trade on Artie here, having a really hard time in this matchup.
Oh yeah, big time. This Lulu should be abusing this guy like crazy, and you see it in the CS numbers. It's not even.
Oh, and here comes Udyr. Sin, you called for it. He just got to get smacked up by the bear form, turn into the Phoenix, and the set will ult away to try to get away. Ult by the Lulu, and he's just going to run him down. Nothing Mythos could do there, and just goes down. Ignite might pick him up on the tail end of this, and he actually gets the double kill. Sitting in the mid lane with a 41 CS lane, gets a double kill on this Lucian. This mid-top side of the map is over.
Double Umacorns is giving up, honestly. I mean, already had R as well. Like, what are you doing, man? Come on. We're having a bad day or something like that. Like, I thought we were bringing out the big guns today, guys. Come on. Obviously, Tilly just absolutely running a show right now.
Yeah, and I mean, this is just really bad from the side of Double Umacorns. This Echo pick that they did remember pick last. They saw the Lucian pick. They knew what was coming. They counter-picked this Echo into this matchup, and it's not paying off. In fact, it's just becoming a big weak point on the map for them. It's already down 44 CS, 45 CS, my apologies, and just having a really hard time this game. And this Lucian's unlocked. He's activated.
Now, what I'd like to see, we'll see if they can pull it off, but what we want to see is Lucian to be able to move around the map and shut down the Jinx in particular, right? Because that's the one spot that the Umacorns could possibly play from, and if you shut that down, the game's just over.
Right, definitely. And they're still looking to do a little bit of trading here as everyone's backed off. Champagne Shower really low on mana here. Don't know how much he wants to go for that, but something they were looking to do, we saw the Sivir ulti use in that bottom lane play to try to catch them out in their bot side river, as already going for another trade, but I feel like the time of trading is done by floating around the mid lane. But I mean, even with ulti, this is scary. Oh, man, and this is just going to be a straight-up dive. The Chompers go a little bit wide, but World War II Penguin goes in, able to lock up 3 people under the towers. Obese Penguin firing, but the Alistar is just able to tank it up with that ultimate, and it does nothing. And this is a Rift Herald, too. You have to think this is 100% first tower down here for Uncle and the Nephews, and this game is already out to a 6K gold lead.
Yeah, I mean, the power of Alistar, if he's allowed to get, through the lane evenly, is kind of ridiculous when it's being put on show here. Hopefully we see Sivir rotate.
Oh, the polymorph down as they do drop both ultis in the top lane, but Crazy Monkey T takes one too many tower shots. Mythos doesn't look like he's gonna get out. You get a kill, but you give over. You get 1 kill and give over 2. Bug Pudding on this Lulu is looking sick.
Oh yeah, this game is over. I mean, it's hard to say that there's going to be any competition from this point forward. I mean, how many times are you going to die and give over a double to the solo laner?
Yeah, I mean, this is just really rough to see from the side of Double Umacorns. Yeah, I know you're playing with the sub, but it's not just the sub that looks to be off. The sub in Crazy Monkey T is moving around the map, is trying to make these plays, but I mean, you're losing in matchups that one you counterpicked, and the other one you should be able to have earlier control over, as they do look to take this second dragon. Unfortunately, they're coin flipping now between a cloud and an ocean, and Math Teacher just walks right in, pops the ultimate, and just taking him down. Already has to back out of the fight. Crazy Monkey T smites too early. Bug Pudding coming in from behind. Math Teacher might be caught out here. The ult's already burnt. They might be able to change this, but the Gale Force from Benjamin Zipper is able to pick him up. Obese Penguin free firing, but it's not enough. The items just aren't there. Sitting with the Noon Quiver, sitting with the Zerker Grease, and that's flash out. GDI will stun him up, and the knockup by the Alistair, and that's another kill picked up by GDI. There are some massive shutdowns on the side of Uncle and the Nefs as they extend their gold lead to 8,000 and push the kill count 13-2.
I mean, this is an FF angle, really. You're so far ahead now. You could honestly just walk.
Oh no! Oh no! He's able to use the haymaker, the face breaker, to at least keep himself alive. But I mean, if I'm Mythos, I have TP. Just reset. This Sivir is looking scary.
Yeah, this is hard to watch. Not gonna lie. Still kind of waiting to see if Uncle the Nefs can just group his 5 and walk it down. They're so far ahead. It's an angle.
Yeah, the game really feels like that. It's a surprise that the Umacorns are able to get anything on the map. So even that Scuttle looking a little precarious. And Matt Teacher, this guy's just walking in with reckless abandon. 006, as Artie, you might be a little too deep, is able to ult out, but will he be able to get out? GDI, look at the speed, says, boy, pop the Lee Sin emote, as the set looks to get a big ulti, actually nails the facebreaker, hits the haymaker, but they're not able to go down. Polymorph will land on him as they might get 2 kills, but here comes Benjamin Zipper, and you gotta think hope is lost as their main source of damage shows up and just shreds as they pick up kill after kill. They're able to get a shutdown onto Champagne Shower. Didn't even have a shutdown, but the mid jungle top lane is just absolutely ravaging the side of Double Umacorns.
Yeah, it's it's kind of gone from bad to worse for them. They can play the fights as well as humanly possible. It doesn't even matter. The gold lead is 10k at this point. This game is all but over.
Yeah, and this is, like you're saying, Sin, this is just really tough. Just some early misplays leading into just a really violent snowball from the side of Uncle and the Nefs, and it just has shown absolutely no signs of slowing down. Iridescent Poro, thank you so much for that Prime sub. But this game, there's nothing Prime about this game, unfortunately. Oh no, his Artie just might be caught out here. It's insane. This Udyr's got a level lead on the Echo, just running around playing with his food. You can't get away from this guy as the math teacher. Now looking to go in on Mythos. Mythos doesn't stand a chance. Hits the facebreaker to try to walk back under his tower, but that's just an easy ultimate from Champagne Shower. And another kill going over to the side of Uncle and the Nephews. And when does it stop? We are already over a 10k gold lead. This might be one of the most egregious snowballs we've ever seen in a ULS game, Sin.
Oh, certainly. So I think it's the strongest one that I've seen. I'm still kind of waiting, though. It seems like Uncle and the Nefs just don't understand their power or something. Like, why are we not just grouping his 5 and just pushing down a turret? I mean, like, the strength advantage is so much. Like, you can just end the game here at 16 minutes. It's that big of a lead.
I 100% agree here. I mean, even just looking for this Rift Herald here, and then just taking the Rift Herald and sitting in a lane and just shove it down. On the side of Double Umacorns, they have no mythic items done. They have none. Everybody on the side of Uncle and the Nefs, apart from the Alistair, has an item done. Sivir, the only one sitting on the Essence Reaver, just prioritizing that over the Mythic. But, I mean, this is scary. The Vi doesn't even have her first item. You haven't even gotten to a point to where these tanks get to be tanky.
Let's hope that Uncle and Nefs can close it out in a quick and orderly fashion.
Oh, no.
For no reason.
Mythos caught on the wrong side of the map, and this guy just doesn't get to play League of Legends. As you know, we just pan off of it. We can't show this level of cyberbullying. It has to stop. The stride breaker's not enough. And that's another kill going into the pockets. It might just be a little bit of they want to make sure that everybody on their side has a shutdown, as we do have a fight going on around this dragon. Crazy Monkey T already brought incredibly low. This Windrake just might finish him off, but he does have to use the smite to stay alive. Does go back in. World War II Penguin, Crazy Monkey T only have 500 health between the two of them and are just blown up immediately by Benjamin Zipper. I am already can't look for anything else in the exchange, while Math Teacher just looking to get something done, but the Bear stance step, switch back to the Phoenix, and the Alistair doesn't even need to use the combo. He's playing the cowbell in the mid lane as another kill goes over to Uncle and the Nevs.
Stop the brutality, please. It's like they're playing against bots. Can we just end this game? My goodness gracious.
Gold lead just short of 14,000 right now. This game is so insane, and the crazy thing is they're just now backing and getting these items. That's the Phantom Dancer coming through. Benjamin Zipper well on his way to that Essence Reaver finish. It looks like 1,000 gold. They have 2 people on their team who, if the double Umacorns kill, they will get 1,000 gold shutdown. The Lulu still has her shutdown. Sivir has her shutdown. Alistair is 0-0-12. What? I know we like to talk about an angle for double Umacorns to get in, but your win condition has a Kraken Slayer and a dagger.
This is all she wrote. I mean, Uncle and the Nephews are at least giving them a chance by not just ending the game for whatever reason. But I mean, outside of that, it's pretty much doomed.
Yeah.
We were talking before the game about the armor items coming in and them having a really hard time killing people. But the draft doesn't really matter when the kills are 23-3.
And I mean, this is just, like you're saying, so brutal to watch. And following today's games, we will be actually looking to pull in stats as we look to have an engage on the top side. And look at that culling damage onto this set. Oh my gosh. They might just pop right onto Crazy Monkey T. He stands no chance. Knock him right back into the team. Benjamin Zipper doesn't even want any part of him as the Lulu just drops the ult. And look at him shred through these 3 players. The ulti comes through. I'm pretty sure it healed him. And that's a triple kill going over to Benjamin Zipper. But as I was saying, with stats coming out in the following season, this game, I wouldn't be surprised if Uncle and the Nets just had gross numbers solely off of this game.
Yeah, what a statement game, right? It's first game of the season, opening day, and you do this to them. I mean, man, this has gotta put some sort of mental strain on you going into your next matchup.
Oh my gosh, and Matt Teacher just looking for the solo bolo against OB's Penguin, but his team does come out to help. As Benjamin Zipper will come out, get some free poke off. That's 2 inhibs down. Already, we just eclipsed 21 minutes. You have to believe the move is barren. The pings are going down on it. This game should just be over. It does look like they want to play it safe and get a reset off beforehand, though.
Yeah, spend your money, take your screenshot, post it on Twitter. We got to do the necessary homework before we end the game, right?
Exactly. Got to make it look as pretty as possible. And yes, Eisenwill, thank you so much for responding to that. This is gold plat elo for this tournament. This is just a brutal one from the side of double Umacorns. As I am already just caught out by the Udyr. He said bop, and he just couldn't do anything. Lucian shredding him down. The damage on this champion right now is just so unreal. 3 items finished, and this Udyr is just as big of a problem.
Not that it matters this game, but this is an interesting opportunity to talk about a Baron in a game state like this. When you're in a game state like this and you have a 100% win on a game, going to take Baron is actually a really bad decision, because on the 1% chance that they steal the Baron and they can swing it back into a possible win, I mean, what's the point of going for Baron when you already can just walk into the base and kill the Nexus, right?
Oh man, aggravated Pepsi kind of attacking my heart here in the chat section. everybody knows C9's going for that 6-4 reverse run just like they did in groups. But I don't think that double Umacorns are going to be looking like C9 will on these back half of the 6 games. They will go into the engage. The Rel tries to engage, doesn't use the Magnustorm yet, but there it goes. The Magnustorm going down. Jinx can't even step up to auto out of fear of this Alistar just stepping up and just calming her down. That was 3 people holding off all 5 members of the double Umacorns. Yeah, you could say Set wasn't dear, but I mean, realistically, did it even matter if he was? Benjamin Zipper with the fountain dive, and it's an execute! Are you kidding me? Oh, that is heartbreaking. Maybe an entry way for them to get back in the game. They're throwing everything at the Alistar, finally able to take him down. This Udyr is just beating up on the towers. Flash coming out of Mythos trying to count Champagne Showers out, but he's just stunned up by the bear slap. And this Udyr once more, Flash stun will land on Obese Penguin. This Jinx's days are numbered as she is taken down by, I believe, the Baron buffed caster minions. And if that doesn't tell you how this game has gone, nothing will. That is a win and a 1-0 start for Uncle and the Nephews.
Statement game. I mean, you come out swinging like that. I mean, that's going to be hard to follow up in our second game, not going to lie. But, you know, it is an interesting game to watch, but on one side of it, like, you have to wonder how much it was the Umacorns just playing badly versus, you know, Uncle and the Neffs playing well. I mean, we saw the two-man dives that just gifted over, you know, 700 gold to the enemy for no reason. It was pretty hard to watch.
Yeah, and I mean, that game was really tough on them. I just feel like it came down to early game execution and just the inability to be able to shore up these weaknesses. It seemed like it, unfortunately, in this game came down to more mechanical errors during the laning phase than it did actually being able to get into these team fights, being able to get into the point where they were able to showcase their team and show exactly what they could do. The game just fell apart before all of that was able to come together. And while double Umacorns did have the much better team fight potential, they looked a lot better on paper once these frontliners were able to get these armor items and make it so much harder for this Sivir and Lucian. But you end the game in 20 minutes, the enemy team is lucky to finish a mythic item. It's just doomed.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta wonder, where is that echo pick coming from, and is there a chance that they ever bring it back after that? Your confidence has to be supremely low in your mid laner at that point.
And, you know, it's not that I dislike the echo pick. I think for me, it really came down to you pick the echo into the Lucian. Like, you saw that the Lucian was coming up or you saved your mid lane for your last pick. And much like I was saying, like, I really feel like that was a game where they should have been leaning on more of the they should have been leaning more on the control mate, someone to slow the pace of the game down, someone to get these tanks to a point to where you're Jinx, and if you just have a Jinx and something like a Victor, something like even like Vel'Koz, Xerath, or just somebody to be able to lay down damage over these fights started out by this heavy engaged team, then I think that you would have gotten a lot more out of this team. The Echo just single target burn. It's tough sledding for them.
Yeah, where was the tank for Jinx? Where was the front line, right? I mean, we saw like 3 off tanks come in, but where's the Scion? Where's the Malphite? Where's the Malphite? Where's our heavy tank in the top lane? Why do we pick Seth that's getting solo killed by Lulu?
Yeah, I feel like the Seth pick was, you know, it leans more on this comfort, and much like I went over in the team breakdown, I think that Mythos will be like one of these players where I think from beginning to the end of this, he'll improve. It's really easy when your first game is that, though. You know, it's
Or direction to go.
Exactly. There's no way you break past the floor after that game. But I think that, you know, a lot for the double Umacorns to go over. Yeah, like we brought in, they did have a sub. The coordination wasn't there, so I'll be interested in seeing if this sub becomes a permanent sub for the team, and maybe next time he's brought in, it won't just be a, hey, like, grab me the Vi, this is what I need to perform. And I'm not saying the Vi was a bad pick here. I just think that overall, having this confidence, having this experience, and being able to play with the team, I think just speaks a lot to what you're able to do. And I think that the double Umacorns are a better team than they showed today.
Yeah, I think I've seen him play a lot better than this. Obviously, kind of surprised at how poorly they performed today. I think I think in this tournament when you're going up against Uncle on the Naps, I think the only player that you're looking at is a mid laner, right? I mean,
Yeah.
If you keep Tizzy down, I mean that's their entire team, right? So why I'd really like to see teams focus a little bit more on keeping him down, because it seems like if you do that, then the team just falls apart.
Right. And I mean, there wasn't that much focus around around the other lanes. Like, I think there was one dive top, there was one play bot lane, and then they just never came back to do anything. They just kind of let it fall to the wayside, and it showed. By the time the gank came off in the mid lane, Tizzy already had such an amazing lead that it was so hard for them to overcome. And it's just really hard to win a game like that when you put yourself into this 4K, 5K, I believe it was even a 6K goal deficit by the time we hit 11 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a bad matchup in mid lane and you're down flash, and you die, and you're running ignite, not teleport. Your game is over at that point. I did like what I saw when he left the lane though, and he picked up some stuff in bot lane. That was kind of a nice move, trying to figure, I'm not going to be useful this game clearly, so might as well just play to our win con, and that was cool to see. Maybe we see more of that next time.
Exactly. I hope that they're able to just bounce back from this. I think that, like, for all the reasons we were talking about, it shouldn't be the end of the world for them. This is something that they should be able to recover from, and I believe they will, especially once they have, like, Frost back in the lineup, and just once we have more games played and just more comfortability, I would have to say.
Yeah, you got to wonder what Frost brings to the team outside of just him playing. Maybe there's some communication things. Maybe there's some shot calling that he brings that makes the team look better.
And that's a really good point, because I feel like in this game it was, night and day to the type of macro that we've seen from the double Umacorns compared to when Frost is in the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, that game you couldn't even really spell macro. It was pretty much over from the gold lead.